can't tell from where I'm standing, but now I feel that summer's almost gone. And I know it can be a lot to handle, to get let down by getting what you've wanted all along. And coming down the stairs, combing back your yellow hair, it was you. Yeah, coming down the stairs, combing back your yellow hair, it was you. And oh, the moonlight changes things. You were someone's little boy. Oh, you hadn't smiled since 17. Well, you didn't have a choice. Running out of time to learn my lessons. Ran into an old friend at the bar. He said that I ought to count my blessings. Got to where you're getting, but you've got your share of scars. In coming down the stairs, combing back your yellow hair, it was you. Yeah, coming down the stairs, combing back your yellow hair, it was you. And oh, the moonlight changes things. You were someone's little boy. Oh, you hadn't smiled since 17. Well, you didn't have a choice. Changes things. You were someone's little boy. Oh, you hadn't smiled since 17. Well, you didn't have a choice. Well, you didn't have a choice. Well, you didn't have a choice.
Hey y'all, I'm Claudia Yoliferla. I'm the proud executive director of Move Texas. We are a Texas-grown, Texas-based organization that's working to build the political power of young people in one of the youngest and most diverse states in the nation.
My name is Fernanda Maldonado. I'm the field director here at Move Texas. Move Texas is a nonpartisan nonprofit organization that's working to build young people's political power across the state of Texas.
Happy National Voter Registration Day. It's my favorite holiday of the year, only after Election Day, of course.
National Voter Registration Day is a national celebration of voting and our democracy.
Did you know that in our state, 1 out of every 3 eligible voters is a young person? And that every single year that power increases because 270,000 young people of color turn 18. So what does that translate to? It means that our power is increasing, and it's increasing in ways that even the most extreme, partisan, crusty and dusty politicians cannot change. We are young, we are black and brown, we are the largest and most diverse electorate in history, and today just proves that we are not just the future of Texas and politics, we are the powerful present.
I'm so excited to be here with Move Texas today. Get registered to tell you why you should make sure that you and your community is vote ready. Voting is one of the most important civic engagement tools that we have in our toolbox in order to make sure that we are protecting democracy. I mean, just look at Move Texas. They have worked so hard to register as many people as they can in the state of Texas, including student voters on Texas college campuses. And what's happened? They've been able to make sure that more students have voted in 2020, and they will this year too. And so let's do this, y'all. We got this. Get registered. Make sure you know what's on your ballot and get vote ready. Peace.
We know voter registration is important because it's often the first step a young person is going to take in their journey towards becoming more civically engaged and more civically involved. In Texas, it's not easy to get registered to vote. So our role here in the celebration is to make it fun and to make it easy for young people to be able to connect with voter registration and to be able to take ownership of their political power. We at Move Texas are organizing over 60 events across the state, ranging from college campuses all the way to community events, from Laredo, Texas, to Austin, to San Marcos, San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, Dallas, and the Fort Worth area.
So much of the work that we do at Move Texas is also building the bench of talent in our state. I'm so excited to introduce to you Taylor Teachout, one of our amazing artists in residence from our National Artists of Texas Fellows program.
When it's time to vote, my granny reminds me that her mother had to register in secret at events disguised as church potlucks, so the clan wouldn't show. My vote pays respect to a legacy of bravery. Don't get too far from me to reach you, and the off chance that I need to. Don't get too far from me to reach you, and the off chance that I need you. 'Cause I heard it's coming down, here it comes, it's coming down heavy, yeah. Did you feel it coming down? Here it comes, it's coming down heavy, yeah. Maybe you should pick me up. Now it's time, get away from all the windows. Cover mirrors, turn out all the lights. Hide your hair from those who wish to harm you. 'Cause I heard it's coming down tonight. Did you think you'd drown in your conviction? Would you die to right what you know is wrong? Did you think if you hummed another hymnal, you'd be safe for just another song? Don't get too far from me to reach you, and the off chance that I need to. Don't get too far from me to reach you, and the off chance that I need you. 'Cause I heard it's coming down, here it comes, it's coming down heavy, yeah. Could you feel it coming down? Here it comes, it's coming down heavy, yeah. Maybe you should pick me up.
My first time even being introduced to voter registration was on National Voter Registration Day. That's when I got my start with Move Texas. It was so exciting. It was the first time both that I registered to vote and that I registered someone to vote. It was the first time that I understood how difficult the process to register other people to vote was, and it was the first time that I started making the connection between the importance of local community and local government and getting involved in the political process.
And now we are going to hear from some of the amazing team at Move Texas. These young people are making sure that we are there every single day beyond Election Day to ensure that young people in our state have the information, the resources, and all of the tools they need to be able to participate in our civic process.
It means so much to me to participate in civic engagement because I understand this is one of the most impactful ways that we can make our voices heard and create change in the world.
I believe that civic participation is absolutely essential to a functioning democracy. It really was not that long ago that I was getting registered to vote for the first time on my college campus by another student. And I genuinely think that without that opportunity, it's pretty likely that I wouldn't have voted that election. And so I want to help break down the process for other young voters so that they can have a say in policy, have a say in the candidates who are elected to represent them. Grab a friend, grab a family member, get registered, and we'll see you at the polls.
I do this work because I believe in creating a better Texas than the one that I grew up in. As a young Texan myself, I see the ways that our state's government has failed us time and time again, and I hope to change that however I can. That is largely why I think civic participation is vital, and I believe it is one of the most effective methods of ensuring our voices are heard. And it is through civic participation that we can build a better Texas, not only for us, but for all future generations.
That was incredible. It's because of amazing organizers like you that National Voter Registration Day is the biggest celebration of the year, not just in Texas, but all across the country. For years, in the absence of federal and statewide action to protect our right to vote, our organizations went straight to the counties with our Democracy from the Ground Up campaign and were able to pass 60 pro-voter reform bills in 12 of the most populous counties in our state. These reforms, things like drive-through voting and 24-hour polling locations, are exactly what politicians in our state targeted with anti-voter bills like SB 1. And why are they doing this? Because they know that when young people are at the driver's seat of our democracy, we are successful. And we know that this is important because we know that what happens in Texas does not stay in Texas. We know that in many ways, our state has been a barrier for the progressive change that we want to see both in the state and nationally. And so building this power and activating it for elections and for policy wins is how we change Texas and the country from the ground up. History teaches us that every single time a young person is at the front lines for fighting for change, that change happens. I mean, let's talk about the fact that 18-year-olds gained the right to vote in the 1970s, again, because of a movement led by young people. Let's hear from someone on the ground who would just not put up with some of these cynical attempts to take that freedom away.
I do this work because I think it is so important to get as many people as we can registered in Texas, where we are constantly facing voter suppression. It is an act of defiance to actually get out and go vote.
This is Erica, the data director for Move Texas. Happy National Voter Registration Day, which is my favorite holiday, not only because it was my first time volunteering to register voters in 2018, but National Voter Registration Day also represents a lot of other young people's introduction into civic education. I myself had always been a voter, but I didn't realize that voter suppression in Texas has been working so well. I talked to so many young people on my first National Voter Registration Day who genuinely believe that their vote didn't count. And I really want everyone to know that that is a symptom of voter suppression. That is a product of voter suppression. That is voter suppression working. If you're a young person of color, our ancestors didn't always have the right to vote, and they fought for it for a reason. There are people actively trying to suppress your vote as we speak, and the only way to combat that is for us to go get registered, us to turn out to the polls, and us to hold our friends and family members accountable to doing the same thing.
Powerful, powerful, powerful words. We know that in our state, where so many people have been disenfranchised from the process, that the only way we make change happen is if we continue to show up and continue to organize in a state like Texas. We do this not only because we care about our friends, about our family, about our community, but most importantly, because we care about the future. At Move, we love to combine the power of art and activism. That's why I'm so excited to hand off the mic to one of our favorite artivists, Virginia Creeper.
I know that he is so green, he's got a lot of dirt on my friends and me. I know a girl, she's in my dream, she's got a lot of places she needs to be.
Elections are fast approaching. That means that the time to get registered and ready to vote is now. Personally, I vote because I believe people know what's best for their own health, because I believe that the decisions that we make now will affect the planet that my nieces, nephews, and loved ones will inherit, and because I want people first policies that recognize the humanity of all people, including immigrants. If you want your voice to be heard as well, here's what you can do right now. Go online and make sure that you're registered to vote. Encourage family and friends to do the same, and help find first-time voters and get them registered. Democracy is a verb, and it's going to take action from all of us to create the country that we want to live in. Don't wait until it's too late.
As we approach the November election, it's crucial that we register every eligible voter in Texas. Voting is more than just electing a candidate. You're helping to choose the people and the policies that will represent and serve our community. Your vote helps decide the future of our county and of our state, and who gets to cast a ballot, who has access to health care, who has safe and stable housing and access to good jobs. Things that every person in our community deserves to have a voice in. Your voice is extremely important, and who amplifies it matters. By helping register voters, you can help protect a person's right to choose if and when they want to start a family. You can help preserve safe and accessible elections. You can help treat mental health like the public crisis that it is in our community. And you can keep our community safe by raising the age for the purchase of assault rifles from 18 to 21. So let's get to work registering as many people to vote as possible before the November elections.
Real change happens when politicians fear and respect the political power of young people. Vote for freedom over your body and who you love. Vote for a livable planet, and vote to keep the lights on. Just vote.
I have big love for our state, and I love my city of San Antonio. And when you love something, you are also committed to its growth and improvement. And I care about civic participation because I love being an organizer that supports other organizers. And getting to help Move Texas staff day in and day out means the world to me. And so on a day like no other, National Voter Registration Day, today is our opportunity to work together to bring other people into the movement. Whether that looks like registering someone to vote, getting registered to vote, or simply talking to someone about what it would mean or look like to start your own civic participation journey. Move Texas is definitely the place to do those things, and so happy NVRD, and let's get to work.
It is important for us to get ourselves and our community out to register to vote because our choices are on the line. The people we elect will make decisions that will directly impact the choices we can make about ourselves, our bodies, and the future of our families. Get out and register to vote.
I think it's really important to get young people involved in the civic engagement process, not just because of voting, because I think young people have the new ideas that are needed to make sure that we make actual progress on the things that we care about. So I hope that you're here at this live stream because you care, because I care, and I really hope that we together can get more people to care.
I do this work because voting is an opportunity for us to make a positive change in our communities. So if you want your voice to be heard in this upcoming election, come get registered to vote with us on National Voter Registration Day.
We know that young artists are also paving the way for powerful change in our state. The next mic goes to Victoria Bark, one of our amazing artists.
So I'm super excited to be doing this set. I wanted to do something a little bit different than what I normally do, and I feel like that's tricky when you're a one-woman bass solo act. So I have decided to play as much of a stripped-down set as I could, as even more so than my normal sets are. So trying to create a very intimate vibe. And really, lean into the quiet aspects of my songwriting. So this next song I feel like fits perfectly with that. It's a song I often forget to play at shows for some reason, but it's one of my favorites. And while I was writing it, I was thinking a lot about Nick Drake and his chord progressions. It's called Friend Song. Mr. connection to one tree. How much of me is still the same from when I met you? Down and over the Brooklyn Bridge, back into the city you live. Hey, stranger. Do you still leave when it's getting late? And fake your love for the ones you hate? Ever see my face in pearly rain? The city won't ever be the same. The mystery stars will spell your name. Wherever you are.
Hi, my name is Mariama Ba. I'm a sophomore at the University of Texas at Austin. I do this work because I care about the future of not only myself, but the future of the children and the future generation. I think civil participation is really important because a lot of the rules and laws that are being made affects our future. And for that reason, I think it is important to go out and vote and be registered in order to vote so that we don't regret what happens to us in the future. Thank you guys.
This is my good friend Otli, and we are so excited about all the efforts happening to celebrate National Voter Registration Day. I think that voting is super important because voting is literally at the intersection of all things in our life. As someone who deeply cares about the climate and our climate future and the climate crisis that we're in, I think it's so important about all the work that young people are doing to protect Mother Earth and to celebrate the resources that we have and think about how we can continue to build a sustainable future. So remember to register to vote, register everyone to vote on this beautiful day and celebrate our democracy.
Hi everyone, my name is Kara and I'm a campus organizer here at St. Mary's University. And I do the work that I do because I believe that it's important for young people, young adults like myself, to get involved in their local community, on their campus. And I know a lot of times it's hard to find places to start, resources. You don't know where to go. And I just believe that being that person and supporting MOVE on my campus is just been really fulfilling for me. I feel like it's helping make all the difference to get students that maybe otherwise wouldn't know where to start, giving them that outlet on their campus to get involved and really create the change that they want to see in the world.
Hi everyone, my name is Zaha Kawaja and I am the Executive Associate here at MOVE Texas. I do this work to cultivate community care for one another so that no one lives in fear, everyone is treated with respect, dignity, and equality no matter who they are. And I care about civic participation so that the new generations to come have the tools to dismantle oppressive institutions in place. Thank you.
Hey there, my name's Tessa Mitterhoff. I am the Regional Field Coordinator for Move Texas here in Austin, Texas. Today we're here at ACC Highland. We just finished up a tabling. We registered a bunch of students to vote. And yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I do this work and why National Voter Registration Day is an especially important day. I think having a specific day dedicated across the country to voting, voter registration, really makes people feel energized, feel excited to get registered, get out to vote. And it's just really so much fun to see all the celebrations that happen, to really mobilize the people that we work with, the young people that we're trying to get out to the polls.
I saw Yoko Ono in Chicago, and everybody booed. I watched an Elvis impersonator play to a packed out room. I wasn't dumb, but I was young.
Amazing, amazing, amazing work. You know, we live in a state where online voter registration is just not a thing, where campus polling locations are constantly attacked by those in power. Despite all of these barriers to being a part of our civic process, young people continue to organize in one of the hardest states to organize in. Let's hear from another one.
Hi, I'm Sophie, and this is Miso.
I'm a cat, and I think civic engagement is epic.
I personally love this work at Move Texas, being a field canvasser, because I see a lot of people my age feel really disconnected with all the systems around us, and that should not be the case. So giving people the resources they need to feel connected in a system that's very confusing is incredibly helpful, and it's something that I would love in my life, and therefore it brings me joy to put it in other people's lives.
Here's your friendly reminder that the last day to register to vote is October 11th. And you can go ahead and check your registration status or update at vote.org. I will see you on Election Day. Thank you.
Happy National Voter Registration Day. I want to tell you a little bit about why I do this work at Move Texas. First, I do this work because I truly believe that young people are the moment and the movement. I believe my people are the moment and the movement, and I think it's about time we show our state leaders what that means. I believe civic participation is an integral piece of the larger movement and an even bigger network of creating change for the issues we care about, because it's where so many young organizers start their political journeys and begin questioning the systems we exist in and whether they even work for us. Getting involved in this way helps us imagine what a better democracy, system, and world could look like. Thanks for listening, and have a great National Voter Registration Day. Bye.
One reason that you should vote is because it is your only chance to get your opinion and your voice out there. And it is your duty to research the things that you care about seeing in your community and your state and your country, and making sure that those things that you care about or that you care about not happening are influenced by your feelings, because that's what it's for, is for you to be able to convey your feelings and what you want to see around you. Because otherwise they will happen anyways, and you just won't get a say. So it's important to vote in this election because more and more things are happening at a local level and more newcomers to politics are popping up all the time. So it's important to stay in the know about who's running, the issues that they care about, and the crossover there, and who you want to see in politics, in government, supporting things that you believe in.
Voting is important because it was created in order to allow the people of this nation to have a voice in decisions that are made for them, and also have a say in who gets to represent them and represent their best interests. I will be voting this upcoming election season because I believe decisions have been made both at the statewide and national level that don't represent me or my best interests, nor do they represent the best interests of my communities. They've revoked my right to bodily autonomy, my right to privacy regarding my health, especially my reproductive health, and have revoked my right to access an abortion. They've also revoked the right of children to feel safe in their schools by not being proactive about things like gun control, nor have they invested in the education of our young people. So I will be sure to vote for elected officials that have all those best interests in mind, and you should too.
The main reason why I wanted to do this job is because I think it's really easy for us as the youth to feel completely overwhelmed about the issues around us and even feel helpless at times, but by doing your duty and being civically engaged and getting out to vote, you're basically declaring what changes you want to make in the government.
So a vote is a choice that we have power over, and each person has power to make positive change in the community. And change is a motion in which everyone rises together. And when we rise, when we advocate for change, when we empower ourselves and our community, when we make a choice to vote, that is being on the path towards making a better future. So happy National Voter Registration Day from Move Texas at UT Dallas campus, y'all.
Hi, my name is Cece. I'm the campus organizer for UT Dallas Deeds Don't Words. And like many Texans, I'm really upset right now with the current events and legislation. And that is why it's important to vote. So I will be voting in this upcoming election to make sure that our candidates and legislators are supporting women's rights and rights of the LGBTQ+ community.
Voting is important because you want to have the choice to elect someone who represents you and your ideas so you are able to make a change in the community. My vote counts, your vote counts, so I hope to see you at the ballot box.
As a DACA recipient who cannot vote, it was through the community of other young people around me that I found my own voice, my own power, and my own purpose as an organizer. And this movement belongs to those who also can't vote. Because when we talk about our democracy, it should be reflective of our voices, of our lived experiences, and all of our collective power. We know that the hopes, the dreams, the desires of young people are not currently being reflected in our democracy. That's why we are so thankful to our donors, our funders, who ensure that we can do this crucial work year-round, and that we can also have the resources to invest in the leadership, the voices, and the power of young people in our state.
If you are out there today registering young people to vote, handing out pizzas, giving class presentations, working with professors, I just want to say thank you so much. We know the work of changing hearts and changing minds is not easy, but it is so necessary, and that all starts with making that first connection with someone.
If you're watching this and you weren't able to register to vote in person with one of our amazing organizers or volunteers, it's still not too late. Visit movetexas.org/register to request a voter registration card by mail. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you at the polls.
There's not one soul in this old town that I could not live without. I was dying when well, isolation and sleeping in, throwing out my resentment. I was dying. Save my soul, but waste the day. Scribble on a dog-eared page. I was dying when I met you. Yeah, I was dying when I met you. Shoulder your questions and let life come into view. You cut through the tendon and live in the bones of truth. Yeah, I've got suggestions, although I have a few. does it make up for all of the wrong that I've done?
I like her, and she likes me.